Take it in, but don't look down. I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Been on this for a while now. Paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to slap my leg. The whole thing grew by my head. Hey, welcome to another edition of Tuesday Night Technology. Tonight we're going to be talking. Right now we don't have anybody joining us, but we're going to talk about Google Classroom, and we're going to be talking about how to integrate Doctopus and Goobric into our Google Classroom. And so right now I think we have about 3 or 4 teachers currently trying to use Google Classroom, and they've already got it set up, and they're starting to use it. And so basically this is just going to be an add-on to that. I don't think anybody right now in our district is actually using Doctopus with Google Classroom. And so here it is. I haven't actually used this with the classroom yet, but you can tell that it works really well. And so we're going to go through it, and it should take about 15 minutes. So again, this is, for those of you that are new to this is just like a DVR. So if you are watching live, feel free to participate. You can ask me questions, and we'll just go like that. So if you have anything, just chime right on in and let me know, and I'll see if I can answer your questions. So first of all, let's see what I got here. I just want to kind of, let's see, share my screen with you 1 second. And let's get off that. So there we go, Tuesday Night Technology. And so news and technology, I know I keep kind of covering the same things, but I just want to make sure I hit it for you. And so I still hear teachers not knowing that YouTube is open for students again. And again, it's the YouTube for Education, so it's completely safe for your students. And there's a link below this lsurl.me/em25. That link right there, if you put that in, that'll take you to a Google form where you can paste in a video if it's already not approved for your students. If it says, you give your students a link to watch on YouTube and it's not approved for them, you can approve it by going to that link and pasting it in there and submitting it, and it will be approved instantaneously. And it will also send you an email letting you know that it's approved. So you can just put it in there, click submit, and then have your students refresh their page, and it should be ready to go for them. So let's get right to it because we got a lot to cover. So Google Classroom, last week we went ahead and talked a little bit about this and kind of got you into Classroom and started talking about some of the capabilities of it. This week we're going to go more in depth about using assignments and how to actually use it in your class. And so let me switch on over here. I have some test accounts already going. So the first thing you need to do is just go to classroom.google.com, and that'll get you into your class. And just to kind of show you, if you haven't seen it before, I believe it's this one. You're going to come to this page right here. And down here at the bottom, you're going to go ahead and hit Teacher. Now, this right here is a student, one of my test students, but you're going to go ahead and hit Teacher. And I'll just go ahead and hit Student real quick for them. And it'll come up, excuse me. It'll come up to this page right here. And on this, instead of saying Join a Class, it's going to say Create a Class because you're a teacher. Excuse me. And so I want to go back to that teacher real quick, and we'll kind of look at this. So once you create a class, so this right here, I went ahead and created and named it first period. So once we get in our first period, we have stream, students, about. And so in our stream, this is just going to show us everything that's kind of been going on in the class. And so I've already done a test assignment, and I just really want to jump right in. Here's the class code for students to join, like we covered last week. These are the assignments that are currently going on. All your class periods will show up over here. You can go through and actually change the theme and change the artwork that's back here. You can click on this, and you can see that I already have 3 test students in here. So you can remove students, you can invite students, there's a lot of different things that you can do in here. And every time you go to a new page, you'll notice that it actually does, the first time you ever go to that page, it actually does a little overview for you. And so you can walk through. It's a little tour, and it'll tell you what each part of this is as long as you keep clicking on it. And so it's pretty simple. So let's get started. So the first thing, let's go ahead and do an assignment. So obviously we can do announcements, but assignment, first thing you got to do is go ahead and give the title of your assignment. So we're going to call this assignment 2. And of course, we can give a description. We can put a due date or a time, whichever we want here. So we can say, oh, okay, let's do tomorrow. I can attach something for the assignment. So I can upload a file. I can attach a YouTube video. Now, currently right now in the district, we're having a little issue with adding a YouTube video directly into this. So you might want to add the link. So by adding a link, you can actually paste the link right here to the YouTube video and have the YouTube video open in a different tab. And that right now actually works. But if you do this and you paste and you actually click on this and you actually paste the link into, so I go right here and I actually put a URL and go and search for a video and attach it. For students right now, it's currently not working. So we're working on that and hopefully we can get it fixed in the next few weeks. But I wanted to show you the neat part that we're going to use with Google Drive and Doctopus. And so this is actually really this thing. Go ahead and click on that drive. Of course, you can upload items if you haven't before, and you can search for them that's in your Google Drive. And I already have a demo assignment too, so I'm going to go ahead and click that. Click add. That adds it right there. Now the big thing is right here. What you want is you have 3 different things here. It says students can view the file. So obviously if students can view, that means they can't edit, which means they can't actually write on it. And then you have students can edit file. If you put that, that means that it's one file that all your students are editing all at the same time. But what you probably and almost all the time are going to do is say make a copy for each student. So that's what I'm going to do. Make a copy for each student and then go ahead and click assign. And so let's go ahead and give that a second. And so now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to some of my students here. And I've already kind of got this set up. And it looks like we're good. Let's see if we have any of this. Oh, let's go back to our stream. A little arrow at the top left will go back to the stream. And you'll notice how it says one item has been posted. And if I click on that, it'll actually update my stream. And so there it is, assignment 2. Now, it's very important that whenever your students first use or first get an assignment, you want them to go ahead and click the open button on the assignment. Because what that does is this. Inside your Google Drive, it actually creates a folder that says classroom. And inside that folder, let me switch over for the teacher real quick. So as a teacher, it creates a classroom folder, and inside that folder, it creates a folder for each class period that you actually make. So first period, I have one, and then it makes a folder for each assignment. And so assignment 2, what it does is the first thing, until those students actually click open, none of these assignments that are here were actually sitting here. And you'll notice each one is actually named by the student. So it says demo student. This one says student 14. Student 15, student 17. And so each one of these is made in a copy for a student, but not until they hit open does it actually show up in your Google Drive. So it's very important that you have all your students click and open their assignment when they first get it. And now for each student inside, your students are not really going to have to use Google Drive very often, but if they do, it's actually located in the same place, and they have one copy for each one of their assignments. So let's go ahead and go back here. And so the next thing you're going to want your students to do is go ahead and click and actually open the assignment. So after they click on open, then they actually have to click on the actual assignment itself and open it up. And that'll take them directly to Google Drive. And then I'll actually open it for them and they can start working on it. And so each one of these students is actually now done everything that it takes to start the assignment. So again, every time whenever you have your students first get an assignment, we want them to click open, and we want them to actually open the assignment and start working on it. Okay, now once the students have done that, I can actually go in as a teacher, and this is where Doctopus comes into play. As a teacher, I can come in and I can actually go back to my drive here, and I can create a new spreadsheet. Now these spreadsheets are where Doctopus is going to keep all your grades and all your information. So create a new spreadsheet for each assignment that you create. And we'll just go ahead and name it after the assignment. So this was demo assignment 2. And the first time that you ever use Doctopus, actually what you do is you go up here to add-ons and you go to get add-on. And right here up in the top left, we're going to type in Doctopus and search for it. And there it is. And you can see right here where it says manage. Actually below it, before you do that, when the first time you do it, it's actually going to say this. Just click on it and it will automatically add it. It's going to come up with a little pop-up right here. It's actually going to ask if you want to accept it. Now, first time you see that pop up, depending on the resolution of your screen, you might not see the accept button. The accept button is at the very bottom, so you're going to have to pan down and scroll down to actually get to that very bottom of the little pop-up so that you can see and click on the accept button. Now, every time after that, all you're going to have to do is click on add-ons, Doctopus, and launch. So there we go. It's now launched. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my roster, and I'm always going to do this, ingest from my Google Classroom assignment. So ingest, select the class period that you want to do this for. So first period, select the assignment, assignment 2, and ingest assignment. And so now you're going to see it actually do its magic. It's going to create everything you need to keep these grades for every one of your students. Now, if you've ever used Doctopus before, Doctopus before this, it actually did all the folders and everything. It took a heck of a long time to do this, what I just went through. So this, speed-wise, this is just leaps and bounds past the original Doctopus. This actually makes Doctopus much easier to use now that Google Classroom is out. So you can see I have each one of my students, and each one of their assignments is right here. And it says that it's not turned in. And so now you can actually see, let's pan over. You can actually do written feedback and it'll email it to them, but right now we don't have email turned on for our students just quite yet, so can't actually do that yet. But the next thing I wanted to cover is attach a Goobric. So a Goobric obviously is a play on Google Rubric. So when you go to do that, the first thing you're going to have to do is install the extension. So I click on that. It's going to come to the web store, the Chrome web store, right where I need to go. And you're going to have to click the free right here and add it, which obviously I've already done that. Then you're going to have to authorize the app. And so what happens when it comes up is a little button over here, a little small button that says continue. When you click on it, it's going to have that pop up that you have to scroll down to the bottom and click the blue accept button. And then that'll authorize it for you. And then you want to go ahead and select your rubric. Now, it's kind of important that your rubric, and I'm just going to go ahead and open up the rubric, demo rubric that I have here. Your rubric has to be in a specific format in order to use it. In other words, nothing can be in A1 right here or 1A. Your numbers go across the top and numbers only, whole numbers, and then you can put whatever you want in the rest. And that's basically the format for a Goobric. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back here and attach it. And so I just search for my rubric. There it is. Double click it. And it says that it's good. It attached it, I think. Hang on here. And then you click attach Goobric. So basically what this rubric is going to do is it's actually going to enhance this Doctopus and actually allow you to keep your grades and post your grading onto the actual document for the students. So now, if you'll see me pan over, you can see that my rubric is all right here, And when I go and use the rubric and grade, it'll automatically fill this in for me. And so let's go ahead and have our students do their work and turn in their assignments. So they're done with their work. They go back, they click turn in, they click turn in. Each one of them is turning in their assignment. You notice you have to click turn in twice, so it doesn't happen accidentally. And so each student has turned in their assignment. And me as a teacher, I actually get to see assignment 2, 3 of them are done, 0 are not done. That means everybody's turned in their assignment. Now I can actually go and start grading. And so right here on this link, I can start with this student, click on it. It automatically opens up the assignment for me. It tells me that right here I'm in edit version, which means that the student has turned it in. What you're going to find out is before your students actually turn a document in or a paper in, it's going to be in suggested version, which means that you can just make suggestions while they're doing the work. You can't actually edit. And so they don't have to accept your suggestions. They can take them if they want. And so now we're in edit version, and that's very important when we're actually doing our Goobric. So this little thing right up here in the top right is actually the little Goobric symbol. When we click on it, it's going to look for our rubric, and all we have to do is actually start putting in our numbers. So I can put in a 1. I can actually put in a 3.5. Put any whole numbers or whatever numbers I want. And down here, I'll leave a little comment. Great job. And then submit and paste to doc. And what that'll actually do is go down and paste it right at the end of the assignment for them so that they can see exactly how they did on the assignment. And then this is the best part. Right here, all you got to do is hit next, and look what it does. It opens up the next student's assignment. And then all you got to do, once it loads, is click on the Goobric and actually start the process for the very next student. I don't have to go back to my Google Drive. I don't have to find the link to the next student. I don't have to click on anything else. I just go right through my class, motor right through my class, and grade every student's assignment with the rubric that I already preset. And then what's better than that is when I go back to my grades, you'll see that it actually put the grades right here. And then what you can do is you can click display average. So let's say you tell your students, okay, I want you, I did this, I gave you your grade, but I want you to retry. And then you go back and you can actually grade it again with the rubric, give them their second grade, and then you can average the 2 grades. You can also tell the last time that they edited it. It's actually going to tell you the time that they actually touched it, and you can refresh that last edit time if you want. And so it actually puts the time in for the last time that student actually touched that assignment. So you can see that Google Classroom, Goobric, and Doctopus are really useful. So let's do our last thing that I want to do. I have a student here that joined my class late. Uh-oh. So I want him to be able to join up with all the rest of the students. And here's the class code. So all I do is I give that student the class code. He pastes it in, says he wants to join the class, clicks join. And what you're going to notice here, what's really great about this, is it's going to keep up with all the other assignments. So you can tell your students when you say which assignments you want them to be able to do, all they have to do is click on open. Open the assignment. I'm sorry, I keep coughing. Just getting over a cold. And whenever they're done, they can turn in. You can click turn in from there as well. Takes them back in their Google Classroom. They click turn in. And then me as a teacher, I'm back to the teacher. what I can do is now that I have a new student, I can go back here and I say, look for new submissions. And what you'll notice is when it finds them, it's going to add that new student right here at the bottom. There it is, student 16. And now I can actually go and grade that student's assignment. So it's very easy to add students, and it's nothing but a couple clicks, and now you have your student, new student doing the work with everybody else in your classroom. So let's go back here. And so I know that I kind of went through that fast. Remember, this is being recorded, so you can just stop, rewind, pause, however you want. But I really hope that you guys actually take this and use it in your classrooms, and I hope it was informational, and I hope you got something out of it. And I hope that I can get somebody to come and join me next time, and maybe we can turn this into a dialogue instead of a monologue. But if there's any questions, please feel free to email me at rboyette@alvaredoisd.net. And so thanks again, and this is me signing off, and I will see you next week.
I've tried to cut these corners, tried to take the easy way. I kept on falling short of something. I could have gave up then, but then again I couldn't help it. I've traveled all this way to something. I take it in, but don't look down. Summertime with the